Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of Outbreak Gamers. It helps when you unmute yourself. Yeah. So we're good. It's going to be that kind of episode. I can tell already.
That's all good.
We have with us Redders. Redders, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Yeah, doing good. Bit hungover today. I was partying pretty hard last night, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I made it.
Good. That's good. Well, at least we're on your schedule and not my schedule, right? Because if you were hungover this early, we'd be like,
I'd still be asleep.
In a coma. I love it. I love it. So Redders TV, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you were nice enough to invite me on your podcast last week, and it was awesome. Had a great time, and
That was awesome.
Lots of fun, man. Lots of fun. And
it was a great show. I had a really,
like,
really
we
good
need
time
to
last
get you guys on, and I need to know more about you and what's going on with you. So I'm gonna get the banners going here at the bottom so people can find out a little bit more about you. And of course, everything about his channel and everything is going to be in the description below. So to make sure you check that, we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But I just want to make sure everybody knows they can find it easily. This is also available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and any place that you can find an RS feed. We're pretty much there. So. All right, so Redders, let's talk. Let's get into this. So, what was your first job you've ever had?
Jesus, my first job. I grew up in a little fishing village called Port Isaac. It was like population of I don't know, maybe 1,000 people. And I used to be. My first job was a kitchen porter. So I was cleaning dishes and putting dishes away and stuff. And that job lasted about 3 weeks.
Bad jobs like that.
Yeah, it lasted 3 weeks because I'm a big dude and I've always been a big dude and I'm quite clumsy, and I ended up falling into the dish rack and smashing a load of plates, which would ducked it out of my wages. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
It's going to cost you more than you're going to make, right?
It cost me more than I was going to make. Yeah, so I bent that off, and yeah.
All right. So where did you go to from there?
From there, I went on to retail. I did a little stint in a record store, selling CDs and stuff, which is great. I used to love that. I love music. Music is like a big thing for me. So being surrounded by music, it was perfect. And then from there, it was just more retail until I got to the point where I didn't want to do retail anymore, and then I left retail behind. So yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That can get kind of grueling.
There's nothing worse than retail.
I was a GameStop manager for 12 years, and I did enjoy that. It did have some nice perks, but occasionally you get the customer comes in, and no matter what you do to try and appease them, it's all your fault. The whole weight of the world is on your shoulders, and you're the person that they're coming at. So
there's nothing worse than retail at Christmas time.
Oh.
Honestly, you don't know how good you've got it until you do retail at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's one of the really nice perks now that I like. I'm a banker.
Nice.
That's the easiest way to describe it. So I have banker's hours. Yeah, I have 11 days a year that are paid. I don't do any weekends. So I'm going at 6 a.m. and get off at 4. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm like, I could never go back to retail ever. I'd be like, no. Oh goodness. So let's start in with what was your first gaming experience? Was console, PC, arcade? How did it start off for you?
My very first games console was a Commodore 64. If you can call it a console. We used to have these little town hall auctions, and they were it was every week, and you used to go there, and I went there with my dad, and he would buy these boxes of contents. That was it. It was just a box of contents. You weren't allowed to see inside the box. You bought boxes, and whatever was in it you had. So you could pick up a box for $2-3 quid. And he brought one home one day with a Commodore 64 in it. And yeah, it was great. First game I ever played was Smurfing, which was the Smurfs. And I remember absolutely being hysterical about it because they would jump over the fence. But when they landed, they would make a fart noise. And when you're 4 or 5 years old, it's just, that is everything, you know?
Yeah. That's, yep. I can see that.
Yeah, it was great.
So what did you, so that kind of got you started in the gaming? Did you go from other systems from there?
Yeah, from there I went to the NES. Obviously, same story. Like we used to pick up these boxes, and there was like always be like random shit in it. And another one we picked up just happened to have a NES in it. So we got the NES and had loads of cartridges, and I think it's Super Mario Brothers 2. I think was like the first like Mario game I played. But I was hooked from there, man. I just I've wasted so much of my life from there on video games.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could say wasted or, expanded your horizons. It's a great hobby, lots of things.
Yeah.
So I guess, okay, so from there, I guess you get into any kind of like PC gaming or anything like that, or
from the NES, it went on to the Mega Drive. But it would be the Sega Genesis in the US. And then I went to the SNES, I think. Yeah, I think it was then SNES, and then I went back to the Mega Drive. And then obviously like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, etc., etc. All the way up. Well, I got to the PS3 and I got so tired of the online server issues because like back on the PS3, you didn't have to pay for it, and of course that showed in the quality of their online. So
right.
I thought, you know what, I'm going to try Xbox. I'm just going to take the plunge and get myself a 360. And been with Xbox pretty much since. I did get a PS4. Solid little console, but didn't really. I mean, by that point, I'd already had loads of gamers going. I was like, I'm not making the switch back to PlayStation.
Right.
Back to PlayStation. I'm just I'll stick on Xbox, and that's where I've kind of stayed. I do plan on getting a PS5 this year, but it's all like money dependent and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, to me, I mean, I prefer the Xbox ecosystem. That's no doubt, but I play everywhere, in any place that there's, to play games. And that's just because of the way I started with the original Atari 2600. This isn't just like, it's like my dad took me and we bought one the day they came out. It's like, I'm going to try this thing out.
But
he played like 10 minutes, but I played from now until, till now. So go ahead.
Yeah. But I did a really long stint on PC gaming as well. Got my PC gaming rig when I was like, I don't know, 18, 19. But lost 11 years of my life to World of Warcraft that I'll never get back. And then it just became too expensive. Like I can't justify spending, £1,500 for a PC when I can do that all on a £500 console. Like it's just it's a bit of a no-brainer like that. I mean, obviously I would love to have like a really expensive, high-powered end gaming PC, but it's like, what's the point? I can do it all with my box, like under my TV unit. So
exactly.
I only really need one now for like YouTube and stuff, and the podcast. I don't need nothing overly powerful. So
right.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the way I am too, because finally got a really nice high-end PC, and it's a gaming PC, Alienware, but I mainly use it. I mean, I literally don't play any games on it. I use it because I want to be able to, do a lot of rendering and things like that, and video editing, and it keeps up when we're doing live podcasts and live streaming and actually playing videos, in the stream. It makes it a lot easier for it not to snag and jar.
Yeah.
so that's kind of why I got one, but the I guess the ability to is there. So
absolutely.
So let's kind of get into obviously you're a big gamer and you enjoy it, but at some point you started, I guess, watching YouTube, getting into videos and content creators. How did you start?
So it was really weird, like, because I never used to watch podcasts, like, never really. I mean, I watched the odd like video guide and stuff online on YouTube for games and stuff. And my good buddy Tim, V2 Timmy, he's actually my best mate in real life.
Nice.
He was like, "Oh, I've been watching these gaming podcasts. He's like, I think you should like have a go. I think you'd be really good at it." I was like, maybe one day. And then I kind of I ended up on Flamish's show, the Flamish Experience, and then I've been doing them ever since. And I really enjoy it. It's nice just like chatting to new people and like having a shared interest. I think that's what, because I like talking to people. I like getting to know people and just having that social interaction. I think that's something that's like lost in this day and age, especially with social media. It just seems to make everybody more antisocial. So, I fell in with the XBL guys by complete fluke. and
Mhm.
been here ever since.
Very cool. Very cool. So
Yeah.
the show that we did the other day that you had me as a guest on,
Mm.
me and Fuzzy Belvedere.
Yeah.
Love Fuzzy.
He's good.
So how did that come about?
What, the XBL show?
Mhm.
I was asking my mate Animated Evil. I said to him, I said, look, I'm looking to do some guest spots. You know, of anything available? And he said, no, I don't at the moment. I was like, all right, fair enough. And then I think it was like a day or two later, he messaged me and said, look, I can't do this upcoming XBL show. I've recommended you as a guest. And I did that show and I never left. I've been there
Awesome.
since. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, massive thank you to Animated Evil for hooking me up. But yeah, I just fell in with the right guys at the right time. Ash is great. Gina was great. Fabio is great. I mean, Alucard, Slayer. I mean, there's some really good guys there, and I just fell in with them. We seemed to have good banter between us, and it just worked out. And obviously now we've got BMG, who came in a bit later, and Sentinel as well, who's such a good dude. Yeah, I honestly couldn't be more grateful to fall into with some really good guys and just talk about what I love.
Yeah, and so what day does that air on? I mean, and then your time and you know exactly what zone and everything that you're in. So
So XBL is on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. British Standard Time. That's every week. And now the guys have gone off, and I mean BMG and Sentinel do the PSN Party Podcast, which is the PlayStation version of XBL, and then BMG is also doing the Destiny podcast on a Sunday now. So yeah, it's really started to expand. I mean, back when I joined originally, it was just XBL, and now it's obviously it's XPN Network because Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Network. So we kind of cover everything now. I mean, Ash, bless him, he does reviews for just about damn near every game that comes out.
well,
He
that's
just
good
loves
though
doing it.
because
Yeah,
you know there's a lot
loves
of
it.
different kind of gamers out there.
Yeah. He covers just everything. It's incredible the amount of effort he puts in.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
So with where you're located in the world, what there's a lot of headlines going on right now with the quote unquote the ABK deal going on, and what are your thoughts on that? Let's kind of get in a little bit.
I said it on XBL. If there was ever going to be a country that fucks it up, it was going to be the UK.
Yeah,
because that's what we do at the end of the day. I mean, the country at the moment is in a massive negative energy space. Like the government is just useless. They've made everything so much more. I mean, it's not just it's obviously the war in Ukraine and stuff. But I think a lot of that is being used as an excuse for them to drive up prices. Our energy bills have gone through the roof. People can't afford to eat. Food prices have gone through the roof. Gas prices went through the roof. And I just think, a lot of it is because of Brexit as well. We decided, you know what, we don't need the EU. Let's go. And then we found out after we left that we actually do need the EU quite a lot. And it's just, I just think if there was ever going to be a country that was going to say, no, this ain't happening, it's going to be us. And I don't think the reason why we're saying that is because of the CMA. I think they're getting their strings pulled by the FTC. That's how it looks.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
It's hard to sit there and say there's no collusion when, like, Bobby Kotick himself said that in the days leading up to the decision, CMA was in Washington having conversations with the FTC. Like, how and like from how it looked like the CMA was going to approve it. So it just seems a bit, it's a bit of a weird one. But it was going to be us that fucked it up. Absolutely. That's what we do best.
Well, and I'm not sure what you've seen so far, but there was the I guess it was a hearing. I guess it was lasted 4 hours, and the judge that's supposedly on the CMA side, he seemed to be ripping them pretty good, about how they went about it. So I mean, there's always hope that it'll get cleared up soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope so. It just seems like, because I know Rishi Sunak, our Prime Minister, he was making a big pledge for more big tech investment. And the first opportunity that comes through where there's like a big tech investment, our CMA goes, nope, we're not having that. It's like, well, what are you on about? Like, this is what you wanted.
Yeah.
And now you're turning it down. It's just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was you know, the way to get into it and to
Mm.
and to hopefully help the the country even more, and and then it kind of left seems like Microsoft kind of on their back heels, like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah.
And I guarantee you the last thing that Microsoft as a corporation wants to do is have to do some kind of workaround or
Mm,
pull out of the country.
mm,
I mean, they were talking that that like every member pretty much in the government, that like they use the Surface tablets,
mm.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
there are thousands and thousands of those that are in the government that they use,
Yeah.
and it's like, what does that mean? Does that mean they just quit working? Is it, kind of thing? Which I don't think Microsoft isn't. They're not stupid,
No,
and I don't
not at
think
all.
they would, because it would actually in the long run make them look bad.
Mm,
But yeah, it seems pretty weird. But was it they're calling it now the nuclear option, which could be that if they, because I guess a lot of Blizzard or King more or less is actually based in England,
mm,
and if they pulled those offices out and moved them to another European country close by,
mm.
then they couldn't really, if they went ahead and went around the deal, they couldn't
Yeah.
stop anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't,
I'm,
I
I'm,
don't think
just,
they want to do that either. But
I'm interested to see how it plays out. I think
mhm.
there will be interventions here. I think the government will say, look, we need to reevaluate this and look at it a bit more closely, because for them to just come out and say, no, we're not letting the deal go ahead, even though like all the other countries and like all the regulator bodies have said, yeah, it's fine. And I'll tell you what I find really embarrassing is not only did the CMA say no, but a couple of days later, the EU came out and said, yeah, we're totally fine with this. So it's just another case of the EU making us look like complete idiots.
Yeah.
And it's like, for fuck's sake. I mean, yeah, it's hard to defend it, because obviously you want what's best for your country. But I feel like this government doesn't care about what's best for this country. They care about protecting, the wealthy, which is just bonkers.
Well, and it's like you
So
like you
I don't
said.
mean to get too political.
No, and I'm not trying to either, because a lot of the reasons why the FTC here in America is our current administration
Mm,
it brought in Lena Khan, and she's basically his hammer,
mm.
doing what he wants. And I think they've only won one case out of 9 that they
Yeah,
brought.
they've lost like the last 70% of their cases. I feel like she's literally saying she's going to oppose it just so she can appear, competent,
Mhm.
because they've looked pretty incompetent at this point. I don't understand how you can throw up a red flag for Xbox when you've let Disney buy up just about anything they want to buy up.
Yeah,
It's bonkers.
yeah, and another thing that seems kind of, I guess, short sighted is the party that's in power now is
Mm,
big on unions, real big,
mm,
and and good old Sleepy Joe didn't seem to like it too well when when all the unions were like, we endorse the deal because they're Microsoft is for unions for the first
mm.
time ever in gaming,
Yeah,
and he's like, ooh, that kind of
yeah,
messed them up too, because they thought they would have all the support of all these unions, and globally unions are in are in for the deal that they wanted to go through. So
yeah. And yeah, I want the deal to go through just so they can get rid of Bobby Kotick. He needs to go.
yep.
Honestly, he needs to go. Like, and I think Activision will have a much better chance of putting out top quality games and have a better, safer work environment under Microsoft's leadership than Bobby
Hmm.
Kotick's. The guy is scum and he needs to go. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how you could be the CEO of a company and then say, "Oh, we didn't see any, harassment like behavior," when he's personally himself threatened to kill people.
Yeah.
Like,
You're right. It's definitely weird, but I I know that there are probably things in place. I shouldn't say I know personally because I don't know, but from what we understand, after the deal, quote unquote, is done, within probably a matter of months, there'll be a step down or early retirement for Mr.
Yeah.
Kotick, and then they'll have somebody ready to go. And I believe they probably already have somebody in mind ready to take over that position as soon as the quote unquote deal is done. Because Phil's going to sit around and have a nice little roundtable discussion, just like they did with Bethesda. Good old Phil.
This is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists.
And I can hardly wait for that day to come. Yeah. Hopefully, it's in the next couple of months. I really hope so.
I think the deal will go through. I think it's going to be a lot of a lot of fucking bitching and a lot of moaning. I think there'll be a lot of it's going to get ugly in it. It's going to be some very ugly back and forth. I think the deal will go through. I think the game plan at this point is to make the CMA look so incompetent that they have to back down.
Yeah,
and I think they'll pull that off. Honestly, I do. I think they'll pull that off.
Yeah,
because it's not hard. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, to kind of change direction just a little bit, we'll still talk about gaming.
Yeah,
but this episode will drop like the day after the showcase.
Okay, cool.
So with that in mind, we're going to assume that that Xbox has a good showcase.
Yeah, they kind of have to at this point.
Yeah,
I don't see how they could put out a bad showcase, given that after the shit show that was that PlayStation showcase. I think I've said this on XBL. I think Xbox should be counting their chickens because, like, before the PlayStation showcase, it was Redfall's a disaster. All hope lands on Starfield, and then PlayStation did that disastrous showcase. And then Microsoft said, look, all these games that are on PlayStation are coming to Xbox too. And I think that was the snipe that they needed to just turn that momentum back onto them. Because now it doesn't really matter what they do at their showcase. I mean, as long as they come out and show off some, games that people are genuinely interested about, Fable, Avowed, Perfect Dark. If they can give an update on those games, I think they've already won that showcase.
Amen. I agree with that. Plus, there's probably 5 to 10 titles that we will have heard about that we didn't know anything about. Some of these code names that Jez Gordon was talking about that over the last year or so, that maybe we'll maybe get a CGI trailer, maybe get the proper names, kind of thing. But like you said, the games that we've known about that are like in the pipe, we really need to see some kind of update.
Yeah,
and the biggest one will be the Fable, I think, because as far as the teasing they've been doing,
I think we'll see Fable for sure.
Yeah.
I think we'll see it. I think we'll see Psychonauts 3. Forza obviously is going to be there. My biggest concern is that they're going to take up so much time at the showcase showing off the cover car for Forza. I think they already know. We already know about Forza. We've heard about what they've done to build the game up again. I don't want to sit through another, 10-minute presentation of them detailing this car audio and stuff like that. I don't really care. I want to see the game in action. I want to, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to sit through the same presentation again because we've seen, the Forza showcases, what they've shown off. We've heard about the engine being rebuilt. We've heard about the car audio being rebuilt. The dynamic time of day and weather effect. I don't want to sit through another 10 minutes of that. I want to see that time get allocated to something that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, and I mean that part of the showcase, the quote unquote Xbox part, aside from Starfield, is like an hour and a half long.
Yeah,
is great that they can really, And what are your thoughts on, I guess the Game Pass family plan? I hope it's announced by then because I'm ready for it.
The thing is, I'm looking forward to it, but I want them to restructure. Like, I want the pricing structure to be sorted out. So if you've got like 6 people, like how many is it? Like 4 or 5 people you can have.
It'll be 5 to yourself and 4 others.
Yeah. So if you've got 5 people using that one subscription, it'd be nice if you could break that bill up into 5 sections that everybody pays, as opposed to just paying, one person paying, whatever it is, $25 or however much it is. It would be nice if they gave you like a menu option where you could break it down individually so that everybody pays that one small amount as opposed to one big amount. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't think that'll probably happen. What most likely would happen was there'll be a one person paying the full amount, and then your buddies will have to either chip in to you every couple of months.
That just seems inconvenient. It'd be much nicer.
It does, but you're still getting off cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like myself, who I'm paying for the whole thing because it's going to include my son, my daughter, my wife, and my son's best friend, and myself. And I'm paying for everything because to me, it'll be like $10 more than what I'm paying now. But yet I'm going to have my whole family able to like, hey, let's get on Halo. Let's get on whatever and play, And they're like, oh, man, I don't have game. Oh, I do have Game Pass. Damn it.
For the family side of it make a lot of sense. But for the friend side of it, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know there's some people that do what the game sharing that are in like different countries. I don't know the family plan will be able to go over different countries. I don't know. We will have to it's one of those things we'll have to see. I know they're testing it. They opened it up for more areas. So seems like they're, and there's already a placeholder on their website for it. It just says not available yet. So it's coming. Yeah. Yeah. So what are your I guess it's kind of funny to say predictions when by the time this airs it'll have just happened. so I guess we can see how much of a soothsayer we were, right? Both of us.
I think we'll definitely see Fable. I think we have to see Fable at this point. I think people are getting really restless with it.
Yeah.
I would like to see some more Avowed if possible. I would like to see a couple of stealth drops drop onto Game Pass the same day. That'd be really cool. I really like what they did with Hi-Fi Rush and that developer direct. I just think that works really well, and it's a nice little a nice little surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see some new IPs, maybe. Well, not maybe. I would like to see some new IPs. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm really wanting Fable. I can't really see past Fable at the moment. If they come out and announce a Fallout New Vegas 2, I think I'll shit my pants with happiness.
Happy poo.
Happy poos.
That's funny.
That would be like that S tier showcase if they just come out and announce a Fallout New Vegas 2, because they have the power to make it happen now. They've got Obsidian, they've got Bethesda. Let's fucking make Fallout New Vegas 2. That game deserves a sequel.
It does.
But yeah, just the usual stuff. I don't want to see like. I mean, Ash will kill me for saying I don't want to see big, long-winded Sea of Thieves fucking like bits.
Yeah,
like, I get that a lot of people play it and a lot of people are into it, but I don't want to see a big chunk of the showcase taken up by Sea of Thieves, because I do believe it is quite niche. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, show us something new and interesting.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sorry. I'm just. That's pretty much all I really want to see. I don't want. There's no like particular games that I'm hyped to see. I just don't want to see time wasted on shit stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we know we won't get any. I guess Redfall, and we won't get anything on Starfield since it has its own show.
Maybe we'll get the 60 FPS announcement for Redfall at the fucking showcase. Fingers crossed.
If they do that, I hope they do that in a tweet and keep it far away from the show, because it kind of makes them look bad. But we also, I've heard that there is already talk of like an after show, like a few days later, there'll be like a follow-up deep dive on some of the content that was announced at the showcase. And if that does happen, and they didn't, I believe, last year, that'd be amazing, to have something like that.
I don't want them to hold back. I feel like this is not the showcase for them to be holding stuff for later on in the year.
Right. But what if that was where they put like the stuff we just talked about, the Sea of Thieves expansion?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like that kind of shit spread out throughout the year. Fair enough. I don't want to see the main showcase taken up by that, because you watch the main showcase because you want to see like new IPs and like gameplay trailers of stuff that's coming this year. I don't. Sea of Thieves is already out. It's had its 7 years. Like, put that on a developer direct. You don't need to waste the main showcase for that.
Right. Do you think we'll get? do you think we'll get kind of a roadmap to at least the end of the year, or maybe to the beginning of next year?
Maybe, yeah. I was talking to Sentinel about this actually the other day. If you think about it, like PlayStation's biggest mistake was announcing all those multiplats, because those games probably won't get shown off during the Xbox showcase, because they appeared on the PlayStation showcase. I'm sure there's some sort of like marketing thing there where they've shown. So that's 12 games we already know are coming to Xbox. So they've got 90 minutes to fill, and we already know those 12 games are coming, and we know about Forza. So they've got 90 minutes where they could literally blow us away with a fucking shitload of games.
Yeah.
Or will they have like really long-winded Forza segments and Sea of Thieves segments? Like that's what I'm worried about. That's
Right.
the bit I'm worried about with that showcase, because I think they do have the potential to come out and just unload everything.
Yeah.
I think that'd be excellent, because that's what
Yeah.
we need right now. We need that shit. Look at all this cool stuff coming.
Mhm.
Because PlayStation's got nothing coming. They got Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy 16. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And hopefully they'll give us maybe some more, what day one coming to Game Pass through the rest of the year.
yeah.
Third party stuff. There should be some third party announcements that we know about and no one's talked about yet.
Yeah, I agree. I want that's what I really want to see out of that showcase. I'm not too worried about, I don't want long-winded segments for games that we know are coming.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
think
with
a
you.
waste of time.
I'm with you. I don't want that either. If there's one game they need to focus on for 5 minutes or so and then go on to other stuff that's new, that's cool. But all right. So there's a lot of rumor that we might hear Hellblade 2. There's even rumors that may come out this year.
Yeah, that's the rumor that I'm hearing, that it's meant to be coming out this year. But again, rumors are rumors.
Right.
I don't really buy into it. I believe it'll be here when it's ready. But yeah, maybe we'll see a Hellblade 2. I'll tell you what, I really want them to open the show with Fable.
Yeah.
I think that's the I think that's the thing they need. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow,
Yeah.
they're bringing it out fucking front and center. Let's go. That's what I want to see them open the show with, is Fable, and maybe close on a release date for Hellblade 2.
God, that would be good. That would be to me, that would be a great show right there. Yeah. I'm with you. I agree. That would be really nice. Well, cool. Well, as we start to kind of wrap things up a little bit, I'm kind of I'm sure we haven't really covered everything, but as we're getting through this, what is a game? And you can say more than one, because no one has given me just one game. Yeah. What is a game that we know about that's been announced as of right now that you're most looking forward to coming out?
That's easy. Forza Motorsport. Yeah,
Forza
Motorsport. Forza Motorsport for me was always king. I mean, I grew up on Gran Turismo. I still believe Gran Turismo 2 is one of the best racing games ever made.
It's great. You're right.
I also got fond memories of it, because that was around the time I was sharing a room with my brother, and we were still young kids, and we got a PlayStation and we started playing Gran Turismo 2, and we used to do the endurance races where we would do 30 laps, and then one of us would go off and make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, come back, and then they would take over and do 30 laps. It was just a really nice bonding experience that I had with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then obviously when I moved to Xbox 360, I got my hands on, Forza. I think it was Forza 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I fell in love with it. Everything about Forza is just amazing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a racing game, but it's so much more than that. It's like an experience.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Now, I've heard a rumor, and obviously it's just a rumor, and by the time this airs, we'll find out for sure. But there are people that are saying that that could possibly be the shadow drop for the showcase, because they believe it's already ready to go. Can you imagine if that happened? Oh, by the way, here's Forza, and you can play it now. When you be like, I gotta go.
That could happen. I reckon that could actually happen, because I'm sure last year when they unveiled it, they said spring of 2023 for a release date, and we still don't have a release date as far as I'm aware for Forza. So maybe, oh my god, that'd be a doozy, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would be. It would be. And it's one of those titles that was, quote unquote, in that 12-month window. And people are like, it's probably not till September, October, November now.
Oh,
But if it did,
that's really got me thinking now. That could actually happen. That'd be amazing.
yeah.
Here's the cover card for Forza. By the way, you can go play it today. It's out. Congrats.
You'd be so like, oh, I want to see more of this. Then you're like, what did he just say? What? Let me change the showcase. I'm downloading the game now.
That'd be really fucking cool if that happens.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
And
then
we'll know soon enough.
I kind of assumed it was coming out in November because like Forza's traditionally launched at Christmas,
right?
And we were meant to be getting Redfall right at the beginning of the year, and then Starfield like around that sort of time as well. So I was like, "There's no way in hell they're going to release Forza." And that's another thing. Are they going to want to put out Forza right next to Starfield? So maybe it could happen.
It could.
That'd be really cool.
Because that would really carry the momentum into the end of the year.
Yeah, I can't see them wanting to launch Forza right next to Starfield.
Yeah, even though they're two different genres, I agree with you. It seems like those are beast type games that on their own would bring in people to Game Pass into the ecosystem.
And it'll fill that void between now and Christmas really nicely. So who knows? I think
you'll be playing, right?
Yeah, damn right. I'll give up the showcase right there and then to go and play Forza.
Now, after the showcase and it doesn't drop, I'm going to get a message from you. You got my hopes up, you fat bastard.
You lying bastard.
I don't know. I've just heard that from a couple other people.
I feel like it makes a lot of sense though.
Doesn't it though?
Like some rumors are like, yeah, right, it's not going to happen. But then when you say it like that they could shadow drop Forza at the showcase, I think. There's no release date yet, and they did say it was going to be spring 2023, so maybe.
And from what we've seen of it so far, it looks pretty damn good. Like, and they're talking about, and they had that little, I guess, after the last direct, they had that, well, they still didn't give a date, but they showed more about it, and you're like, oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. And they've been working on it for a long time as well. It's not like it's being put together. Like they've been working for 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
I think 5 years, yeah.
And they're looking to retake that crown as well. You better believe that because they kind of lost their way after Forza 7.
Right.
Like that game was not well received. They tried too many new things that didn't work, and they're looking to retake that crown. So
what do you think about the cover art?
I like the Corvette. Is it the Corvette, the blue one? I'm not a big fan on the. Is it the Renault? Is it a Renault? Volvo? I can't remember.
There was the Corvette and then the Cadillac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like the Corvette. I'm not a big fan of that Cadillac. It just looks like a monstrosity.
Yeah.
But no, Corvettes are gorgeous, man. I love Corvettes.
Yeah, the Stingrays are just out of my price range, but damn, they're beautiful. I'm with you.
Absolutely.
So is there any other game that you're looking forward to besides that? Or are you going to hold to that one?
I need Fable in my life.
Yeah.
It's been too long. I need Fable. Looking forward to Assassin's Creed Mirage, but that's not going to be like a major showcase at the Xbox event. There's lots of cool shit coming out. I'm looking forward to playing. I mean, Diablo 4's out on Tuesday. I mean, I know you can get it now, but it's like £100 if you get it now. But
right.
I'm looking forward to playing that on Tuesday. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be brilliant.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks really good. I mean, I love the last one. I was meant to go back and play it again. I never got around to doing it because I believe they released like the Necromancer for Diablo 3.
Yeah.
And then I never went back and played it after that because I'd already done hardcore on my Witch Doctor. Is it Witch Doctor? Very cool.
Yeah,
the one with the minions.
Yeah,
overpowered as shit. Didn't have to do anything. Just press one button and they just wipe out the entire screen. It's great.
Last week on I guess on the store they had where you could buy it had Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 with all the expansions bundled together for $15, and I was like,
absolute steal.
I bought it. Yeah, so I did. So that's what I've been playing this week.
No, I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait because that game's gonna be a fucking time vampire as well, isn't it? It's not one of those games you're just gonna pick up and complete in like an hour.
Right.
Like, that's gonna take a summer to do that. That'd be good.
Yeah, but the graphics on it look so good.
Yeah, it looks great. It blew me away when they showed that off last year. I like the idea of the world bosses where you team up and take down world bosses. That was the idea that sold it for me. I thought that was so cool. From what I've heard, it's actually running pretty flawlessly as well online, which is really good.
Yeah,
you think Blizzard game, you think shit show at launch, you can never log in. So
right,
I don't think they've had a stable release yet.
Right.
But I'm looking to get into that.
Well, so are you into like or looking forward to like Starfield at all?
Not really.
Not
I
really.
want to be. Yeah, I want to be. But for me, it's No Man's Skyrim. Like that's my biggest gripe with it. I was one of those of like when they announced No Man's Sky on the PlayStation, I thought, nah, it looks all right. It doesn't look great. It looks all right. And then obviously it had all the issues at launch, and then
Right.
it eventually came to Xbox. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to give it a go because I do love that like base building and harvesting and farming games.
Hmm.
And I fell in love with No Man's Sky, and I played it for ages.
Cool.
That was after they brought out the 60 FPS patch. That game just runs absolutely like butter on the Series X, and I was having a blast with it. And I don't know why I stopped playing it. I think it might have been because like I have OCD, and I cannot stand it when my gamer score gets an odd number, like a 7 or a 3. It drives me mental. And
Right.
No Man's Sky is like full of them. So I got to the point where I got a 5 at the end of my gamer score. So I was like, if I play it anymore and I unlock another achievement, it's going to bum out my gamer score again. So I was like, I'm going to stop playing.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see it.
I wish I was more excited for Starfield, but like, I don't know. It's just from what we've seen of it. I mean, what they showed off last year, that game looked rough. I mean, I know they've had like a whole new year to polish it, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I love Fallout. Like Fallout's some of my favorite games. Never really got into Elder Scrolls, but I love Fallout, and to me, it's like I'd much rather get a new Fallout. Give me a Fallout, Fallout 5 or a New Vegas 2. I'll take that over a Starfield.
Well, hopefully we'll get that as well.
I think I'll be dead by the time the next Fallout comes out.
You think so? Well, I hope not.
I could never 10 years out in it. 10, 15 years out.
I don't know. I mean, they could be having a part of a team working on it now, getting the ground set for it. You never know. They've got people working on Elder Scrolls 6, but they don't talk about it. They just they're doing their thing. Get the assets ready and getting the storyline worked out. So
something else I really hope we see this year is Wolfenstein, a new Wolfenstein game. I'm ready for that.
That'd be nice.
It's been a while, isn't it, since the last one? But the last one was quite crap. The one with the daughters. I wasn't a big fan of that one. But yeah, a new Wolfenstein would be nice.
It would be.
Sure.
It would be.
Or even a new Doom. I'll take a new Doom at this point. Or a Rage 3. I'll take a Rage 3. Anything with ID software is like amazing.
Yeah.
I don't get why they're not being put to work on more stuff. I would happily welcome a new Halo made by ID software.
Well, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Because they get arena shooters. They just get it. Maybe a new Quake. Quake would be nice.
Agreed. Yeah. Quake is that's one of those games that I would really like to see as well. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Redders, dude, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cheers for having me on. I enjoy these little sit downs and stuff. So.
Well, great. Well, maybe I'll guest on your show again sometime.
Absolutely.
We had a good time. Had a real good time.
I like to try and keep it light and entertaining because like too many of these podcasts, it's too serious. Like I don't take gaming that seriously, man. I know I like taking like little snipes at PlayStation and Xbox and shit on Twitter, but it's all in good fun. You know what I mean? I don't take it seriously. I just like having. That's how I like to try and keep XBL. Just a laugh, just banter with friends. Like, I don't like these like really serious shows. It's off-putting for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Well, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can catch me on Twitter at Redders TV. You can catch me on YouTube /Redders TV. And you can catch me on the XBL Party Podcast every Thursday night at 8 p.m. British Standard Time / Greenwich Mean Time. We're in that time of the year. So, yeah, I'm always there. I believe we're doing a watch along to the Summer Games Fest this week instead of XBL. So that'll be fun. You can catch all of us as we react to the Summer Games Fest, and we're covering the Xbox Showcase as well. So you can catch me on that.
That'll be great. That'll be great.
Redders,
again, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
No worries, man. Well, thanks for everybody here for joining us. Just to let everybody know that we do have, right now, we're coming up on over 70 different interviews that we've done with gaming influencers. So please check out. The list is long, hard, deep, crazy, all kinds of great members of the community we've had on here. And we really enjoy you being here as well, Redders. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for watching us here on Outbreak Gamers.
Game over.